Hello once again and welcome along to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre for NBL Mitsubishi Challenge action. Tonight, pretty good game for you. The Brisbane Bullets up against the Newcastle Falcons. These two teams love playing each other and it's always high scoring. This is the first game on a road trip for the Brisbane Bullets. They've got the Gold Coast Rollers tomorrow night and they are the leading scorers in the top. Score more points than everybody else in the NBL and they out-rebound everybody else as well. On the other hand, the Newcastle Falcons actually have a better field shooting percentage than the Brisbane Bullets, but you see they put up fewer shots, so that's their problem tonight. A Newcastle Falcons victory is not out of the question. They have beaten them once this year, but is it likely, Greg Hendricks?
I really don't think so, Terry, to be honest. We've got a Brisbane chock full of ability lost last week. 20-point lead and they blew it against Melbourne, but how well must they have played to get 22 in front? I think they're an awesome looking lineup. They could win the championship. I think they'll win tonight. Much hinges for Newcastle on the performances of Derek Rucker as we go through their starting lineup. With Rucker and Jensen in the backcourt, Johnson, Dozier and Kruger, they'll have to work double time to hold the likes of Roger Smith. Shane Hill will shoot from anywhere. He's going to give them nightmares here tonight. Colbert, the evergreen Leroy Loggins and Andre Moore.
Well, if you thought the Bullets rolling, in fact, most of these guys have actually started themselves. We've got Larkins, Froling, Gribble, Blair Smith and Robert Sibley in 50 and 50. Sean Dennis, Marty McLean, Matty Alexander. We've got Grant in 21 and Paul Kuiper, 0-0 on the bench. And yet another capacity crowd greets the court at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. It seems like they break the record every time we come here, but I guess last time we were here, last Saturday night, they did it because they put out 40 more tickets than they should have and let 40 more people in that didn't have seats. So that's one way to break the record, I suppose. They haven't done that tonight, though.
Yes, they were sitting in our lap, and they've in fact sold out 6 of their games played here so far this year. So a fantastic record off the court, the front office doing its job. Can they do it on the floor here tonight? Terry Dozier, he goes in against Andre Moore. It comes up trumps. So the early possession with the Falcons. Rucker goes baseline. They need him to really fire up, and that's the sort of start required for Newcastle if they're to stay with the all-powerful Brisbane Bullets. Derek Rucker 2, and they lead early.
Well, this will be a very interesting game. These two teams coming off, I suppose, demoralising defeats in some ways. Brisbane leading the Melbourne Tigers by 19 at three-quarter time, only to lose the game in overtime, and Derek Rucker's into the action very, very quickly. Steps inside Leroy. Can't get away with it. And so Shane Hill comes back now. He'll be looking for a big game. The Bullets have... Oh, look at that. Roger Smith already dunking the ball. And Tom Wisman just asking for a travel there.
I think it's pretty obvious, didn't it? It looked like 3.
Well, to the naked eye it did, but it's gone now, and I guess he was too quick even for the referees. Newcastle Falcons getting back to last weekend. Thought they had the game won against Illawarra. Went down by 2. So these two teams really need a win.
And they're pushing it up pretty hard. Brisbane, Leroy Loggins goes at it and can't make it. Let's see how they tackle Derek Rucker. Well, Roger Smith takes him one-on-one, leaving Shane Hill with Tony Jensen. And Rucker just too quick for the experienced Roger Smith. He won't get a score from that, but he will take the ball from the side. Let's have another look at the skill. Oh, look at that. He really is something, Derek Rucker, isn't he?
Yeah, he's too quick.
Between the legs, round the back, and straight up the middle, which is where he likes to go. And Brisbane, I know, will be trying to push him to the sideline with their defence tonight. But if Rucker can get himself to the middle, there's Bruce Palmer, the engineer of this side, right up there on the top 4 and looking dangerous. But they really need to try and get Rucker away over to the sideline. If they can do that, then they believe they'll take his inside game or his attacking game away from the top of the key.
One of the finely honed sides in the NBL, the Brisbane Bullets, and Bruce Palmer actually lists his most memorable coaching experience as done.
Well, Rucker's really taking it at Roger Smith here, and the crowd doesn't like it. They're claiming a foul, but in fact the violation's called over the end line, and it's Brisbane from the side. And so it hasn't taken Terry very long for the Falcons to go into a zone defence here, almost straight up after just 90 seconds.
Well, the Bullets are out shooting the Falcons by about 11 points per game, so the Falcons really have to shut the... Oh, there's the travel. That's what they wanted when the basket went in some time ago from Roger Smith, so he's got the runs on tonight. And there's Bruce Palmer, there he is. So he's a guy that has a lot of ambition. And I think he's had plenty of highlights in his career, but I suppose in relation to his ambitions, he says they count for nothing, and that's probably a good sign because they're a team on the move. Jensen, Derek Rucker, Tony Jensen's really slotted into this team well. Rarely does a guy slot in so easily into a starting 5 like Tony Jensen has this year. Terry Dozier just missing that, but the rebound comes away through Kruger. Outside for Jensen now, who can't make that one. Dave Colbert comes away with it.
Well, the Falcons are getting themselves good shots here, but they're just not dropping, and Grant Kruger did a good job on the offensive boards to give Tony Jensen an opportunity, but they really need to hit a good percentage. I'd suggest over 50% tonight if they're going to win, and already they're down around the 25% mark, and there's the hammer. He puts it down. Big play, three-pointer, 5-2 to the Brisbane Bullets.
Well, Shane Hill will do a lot of that tonight, I can tell you. He's had a couple of games this year when he scored upwards of 40 points and more. And he does a lot of it with three-point bombs. He's very good at it. And there's a steal from Grant Kruger, and he saves it from going over the line. It would have been a backcourt problem for Tony Jensen. And, well, he's drawn the foul. Have a look at it. It's on 41, Andre Moore. And so it's for hands, actually. And it wasn't a blocking foul, so he's obviously pinged him there for slapping at the ball and getting a bit of arm there.
Tony Jensen doing a good job on the drive. He made it very quickly and strongly, and then he put his left hand up to try and protect the ball, and that's the one that Andre Moore came over and crunched. And just in for Tony Jensen. It's 5-3 to the Brisbane Bullets. Very early days.
The Brisbane Bullets have plenty of stamina on the court. A lot of games this year that have gone into overtime. Last week against the Tigers, then there was quadruple overtime against Perth.
Well, Tony Jensen's just missed a free throw there because he's talking trash to Dave Colbert. Colbert must be laughing his head off. I'm not sure what there is between those two guys, but it's on early here, and Andre Moore knocks it down, but Tony would do better, I'd suggest, to concentrate on the hoop and the iron and forget about what the guys are doing in the low block going after the rebound.
Yes, it's not worth the risk at all, is it? Terry Dozier, Derek Rucker, and Shane Hill quickly on to Derek Rucker. Not too many guys will be quicker than Derek Rucker, but we saw Butch Hayes last week. Dozier spins and fades away. The jumper's in for two, and it's 7-5 Brisbane. There's Leroy Loggins, the man they call Skinny. I don't know how he got that nickname. Oh, Dave Colbert, very sweet. That was all net. It's 9-5, and already plenty of shooting and plenty of percentages.
Well, Colbert always seems to have boomer games against Newcastle. 40 points is not unusual. He just seems to like playing. He matches up well against these guys. They have trouble holding him. So we'll keep an eye on Colbert. If he goes off, anything could happen. Here's Rucker. Hard inside. He finds Kruger. Big reject. Bullets getting high. He should make this. The open jumper doesn't drop, and Leroy comes in, bounds at it, takes it down, kicks it back wide. Colbert, as we said, he just likes it in this place. He hits everything.
You remember last year at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre, he had 31 by half-time.
The memories are coming flooding back, and this is exactly how he did it.
He goes, I recognise this place. It's 12-5, and the Bullets are already shooting to a strong lead. What a play. He nearly put the shot in. Tony Jensen, very heavy check.
And he's gone on with it with Shane Hill afterwards, so Tony's a pretty excited boy out there. He did get hammered. He was really clouded as he came over through the middle there, but he's just got to keep his head. They are having a chat, these guys, tonight.
Yes, he's a niggler, isn't he? He certainly doesn't take anything from the more experienced guys. And he has to let them know that he's not worried, but he's not 3 seconds too long. And Derek Rucker, to look at the stain on his face, just a waste of time.
Yeah, well, it's a disappointing call, but if you're going to hang around in there, I guess you're going to be pinched. But it's the sort of thing, it gets under your skin, like when you get hooked for those, grey ghosts or brown bombers or whatever, they come and pinch you. Oh, here he is again. Well, hey, Falcons have got to get out there and start getting all over Colbert, or he's going to kill him before the game's even kicked off. It's 15-5. Brisbane Bullets, courtesy of Dave Colbert, have rushed away to a double-figure lead.
Dozier does something to pull that back. It's an 8-point lead now, 15-7. Shane Hill goes for three. Oh, what's happening here? The Brisbane Bullets are shooting 40% from the three-point line this season. That's third in the NBL. Tonight, nobody is shooting better. This is a sensational start. They're doing it with threes. This is killing them. Dozier's doing his best to answer, but they're going down by 1 point each time because Dozier's hitting 2 from around the key.
Didn't go down for Shane Heal, but the penetration was great. And there's plenty of desperation as two sides go into the huddle. There's the Falcons, and Derek Rugger saying, let's get out on these shooters here and try and do something about it. And they're going to talk it over, the Falcons. They need to, because 6 minutes into this contest, they're down 18 points tonight. It's the Bullets leading the Falcons at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre.
Newcastle Entertainment Centre. Look at that, Bullets 18, Falcons 9. The game's only been going, well, not quite 6 minutes. And Shane Heal's on the line. He's hit a couple of threes already, but it's really been Dave Colbert's night so far, the big man from Cleveland, Ohio. 19-9 at the moment. Dave Colbert's come to play.
Well, the Bullets have taken 7 scoring shots from the floor, and 4 of those 7 have been three-pointers. They lead 20 points to 9. So that tells you something about the Newcastle defence and what they've got to do. Work double time outside that line and try and shut down that outside threat. Here's Rucker, goes inside. Clever play and off glass. He has 4 points. It's a way to Heal. They're really running at the Falcons now. Roger Smith. And yes, nice pass from Leroy Loggins. And they're really getting the ball up quickly, and that's hurting the Falcons.
Well, the Newcastle Falcons, as you can see, are thinking about their offense a little bit more than the Brisbane Bullets. It's taking them most of the shot clock to get the shot off. Bullets do it within the 10 seconds. It's charging. Good D. Stood his ground. Tony Jensen flew at the defence, and he was in there. So, substitutions already. Grant Kruger's off. Matty Alexander's on for the Newcastle Falcons. And away we go. Shane Hill back again. 8 points for the match so far. 22-11, Brisbane over Newcastle. Brisbane really one of the more highly fancied sides. Most people won't even argue when you suggest they'll make a top 4 position. And again, it's on Jensen. So he's certainly racking up the fouls. It's a couple already. Well, it's quick. Leroy Loggins has hit it.
Unbelievable. What a start from the Brisbane Bullets. 5 3-pointers now. And that went like a bullet, like a tracer. A heat-seeking missile from Leroy Loggins has got his team out by panels of fencing. They lead by 14. And it's very early in the contest. Falcons need to get firing. They need something happening at the offensive end. The fake from Jensen, pull-up jumper. Doesn't drop. Alexander, no hope. Sibley's into the game now. What a nice sort of player. An international to bring off the bench. It's out with Loggins. Looks down. Where's that 3-point line? Didn't make it, but it was not far from the mark.
Had plenty of time to think about it, though. There was no pressure on him to get the shot away. Terry Dozier, plenty of pressure on him.
Well, there's a lot of one-out stuff here from the Falcons, isn't there, in offense? That's Terry Dozier. But they don't seem to be playing a cohesive team game. There's a lot of penetration from the outside, but they're not working those screens and a lot of movement and motion that we have seen from them when they are playing well. So maybe a little bit too one-out from the guards right now. They might do better to kick it round and look to use their screens, run off them hard, get themselves free and put some more pressure on the Bullets, because one-on-one, pretty easy contained right now for the Brisbane Bullets. Here's Terry Dozier.
Brisbane Bullets bringing on Luke Gribble there in number 25, just jumping up and down and getting himself warm. Robert Sibley's already on, so they're moving the bench around a little bit, not sticking with that 5 for the first quarter. There's 4.5 minutes left in it still.
Oh, Leroy. Oh. The big mark from the great man.
Well, they've been practicing their long shooting because they don't have to do too much inside. Tonight, the Brisbane Bullets, they're prepared to shoot from outside and beat that zone that the Falcons tried to put on them. It's on Terry Dozier. A push with the leg, we're being told.
Shane Hill and Derek Rucker getting acquainted here tonight, and they'll see each other again next week in the All-Star game. Derek Rucker playing for the American import side, and of course Shane Heal lining up for the Boomers. And he would, I would expect, to lead Australia's charge at the World Championships. He will be the starting guard for the Boomers, and I think you'll see the reasons why here over the next hour or so. Mike Johnson, little jump and squeeze. He makes it, so he gets that scoreboard ticking over. They trail by 11, 25-14. Bullets inside to Sibley. Can't make that one. Johnson does a good job on the defensive boards. Goes up strongly and brings it down. So there's the scoreline. It's an 11-point lead. Falcons inside through Rucker. Kicks it wide. Johnson. Has he got the hot hand now? Yes.
Michael Johnson. He's been shooting some threes recently. One very impressive game a couple of weeks back when he hit 8 out of 10. The Brisbane Bullets. Still go. Sibley gets around Terry Dozier. Can't make the shot. Alexander takes the rebound. Marty McLean back to Rucker now. It's 25-17. Bullets still up by 8. And there's the first foul that Shane Hill's put on Derek Rucker. There's bound to be a bit of contact between them all night. Certainly won't be shots. Hang on a minute. They've gone to 5 team fouls. I beg your pardon. He wasn't shooting, but it should be 1-on-1, if my maths is correct.
Well, they've climbed out of the hole with some pretty good defence, the Falcons, and they're back in the contest now, particularly if Rucker can make these two. 25-17 is the scoreline. Nice shot of Rucker on the line, and doesn't drop for him. Well, get it up quickly. Heel. Oh, how far downtown is that? Oh, car park special, Shane Heal.
Well, when the Brisbane Bullets take a start like this, it just has an effect of winding you. Look at that. That is way out there. And it's just, boom.
As we said, the best point guard, Australian born and bred in this country, and it's going to take some stopping when he gets over to Canada for the World Championships in a couple of weeks. We take a break after this. There's a 1-month recess in the NBL, and the Boomers will play a CBA All-Star team, and then next week, of course, the NBL All-Stars. Derek Rucker will play in that game, and that's going to be a hell of a contest, I reckon. There won't be too much in that.
I tell you what, though, if Shane Heal can hit him from that far out at will, he's going to play anywhere in the world. I mean, all he has to do is get free, and there's not going to be too many people standing out there trying to mark him. If he can get free of his man, he'll score plenty of points in any competition. And still only fairly young.
That time they pick it up, and Rucker using his pace beats Sibley. They try and hold him. He just pulls up, and down it goes. It was an all-round good shot. It'll count.
But there's been a foul.
It's against Matt Alexander for pushing on the rebound. But look at the contest here. The desperation of Robert Sibley. You've got to doff your cap. He's done everything to stop Rucker, but this great athlete shows incredible poise. That is tough. That's great play from Rucker to knock that down. Not much on the other end of it, but Matt Alexander sees Frolling go to the line of the other end for a one-on-one. 28-21. The crowd's really giving it to Shane, and he gives it right back.
Two and a half minutes left in the quarter. It's 30-21. Bullets up by 9, doing plenty just to stay in it. And in just about every aspect of the game, the Bullets are outscoring the Falcons. Hence their position on the ladder. Frolling. Oh, that was lovely. The right-hander.
Very strong move. Oh, poor pass.
Turnover, and quickly the Bullets come back. I mean, the Falcons aren't even all back in defence. And here goes the shot. No, it's travel.
Bruce Palmer's getting up at the other end and really giving Eddie Crouch a spray, but Eddie just cops it in his stride and tells him to sit down. Oh, look at Rucker. Oh, would have been the miracle play. May have been hands in there, but certainly no call and no protest. Gribble takes the assist from Shane Heal, and it's down, and they rush away again, the Bullets. It's 34-21, and the Falcons have just lost the plot for the moment.
Marty McLean finds Derek Rucker, who has Shane Froling marking him, who's nowhere up to the task, and comes up with a rather clumsy sort of a foul. No intent, but just not quick enough for Rucker.
So that we can capture it on replay. Rucker's just beaten him clearly. Now what does Froling do? Well, yeah, sticks the leg out.
Plenty of guys have tried that to stop Derek Rucker. He's all right there,
It wasn't particularly malicious. He was just trying to get back, and Derek was that quick he left him stranded. And he'll get a good result for that. Now Derek Rucker is the leading scorer. For the Falcons, at least, he has 9 points. While at the other end, Shane Heal, the hammer, has 11. So it's a nice shootout between the two guards, Heal and Rucker. Rucker now to take number 9, the man they call Dog, Wayne Larkins. He'll dog you all night, play with great pace and speed. McLean trying to stop Heal, who takes it down low, gets himself in a corner. They kick it round, good reversal. Larkin somehow got the ball away and simply came in to complete.
Yes, Wayne Larkins has certainly been in the NBL a while. Played with St Kilda and East Side Geelong and now Brisbane. He has plenty of experience. He finds it hard to get a start with the team. It's just bristling with talent, but look at him, he's out there making the plays now. And Heal does well. Come inside Alexander, and look, he's hit another one. So what's that, 14 points now? They're romping away with it here in the last 30 seconds. 39-23, all of a sudden it's a 16-point break, but it's been 8-9 for most of the quarter.
Shane Heal playing defense on Tony Jensen, who's decided now to just ignore him. There's just 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and it's shaping as a blowout. The Bullets 39, the Falcons 23. They need something here. Just a couple of open jumpers. This time they go down low. Can't make it from... Here's another chance. It goes back and way out. Tries the Hail Mary, does Derek Rucker. But it doesn't go down, and the Bullets at quarter time are ruling the roost here. They lead 39-23 over the Foster's Falcons.
Oh, man. 14 for the quarter?
14 for the quarter. He's had 4 3-pointers. And just the one from inside the line. Here's Andre Moore. And the foul is called against Grant Kruger at the top of the key. Playing defense out on the perimeter. What else can we report from that first quarter? The Newcastle Falcons had only 3 players scoring from the floor. The Brisbane Bullets had 8. That's why they're up by 16. So a fair spread of scoring, even though Shane Heal is on fire. Everyone else is getting into the act too, while the Falcons at the other end are really struggling in offense. 39-23, and we're just getting into the second quarter, and we'll see whether the Falcons can produce something. As Larkins goes right in and kicks it back out. Leroy Loggins, little fake, and misses, but there to clean up is Colbert. He goes strongly off the glass, and down it goes. A good move, no blocking out from the Falcons, and a simple passage to the basket. Strong nevertheless, David Colbert.
Well, they're the best rebounding side in the NBL, and the offensive rebounds, they just outdo the Newcastle Falcons by a mile. But there you go, the Falcons get the offensive rebound, and that's what they have to do. They have to start matching them in those areas where they lack compared to their year's average. And at the moment, it's the Bullets that are doing the offensive shooting, not the Falcons. The Falcons just missing a few. There's a turnover, and Leroy Loggins.
Now, how are the reflexes on that guy, Terry? He's 37 in December. Speaking to Bruce Palmer before this game, he wants to contract him for another 2 years, so he'll be up around the 40. And Palmer says that he really does keep him in cotton wool through the week. Let's have a look at Jensen's shot short. So just on Leroy Loggins, he's smothered during the week. They really give him an easy time and just let him come out and play on the weekends. And doesn't he reap the benefit? He's just a great player. And under those circumstances, not too much training, just come and play, then Leroy certainly would have 2 more seasons. He's the Bullets' leading scorer, and he's still doing it, as we saw there, and this time doing it at the other end. At last, Terry Dozier goes in, and Dave Colbert there looks a little bit downcast after attracting the wrath of the referee.
Yes, well, Leroy Loggins, anybody could find a spot for him on their starting 5, but these guys will tell you that it's not the playing that makes them tired. It's all the training and the travelling. And he could, if he's kept in cotton wool during the week, he could play for another 5 or 10 years, I reckon.
Get out there in his wheelchair and still give him some hurry up.
Ball game on Saturday night. That'll be nice right into old age, I reckon.
That's right.
He could do it.
All right, let's have a look at this defence now. Straight up man-to-man from the Falcons. A little switch down low there, leaving Grant Kruger on Colbert and Terry Dozier to take Andre Moore. This is Leroy Loggins. Oh, yeah, great switch of hands there. Can't make it. Disappointing there for Andre Moore. Thinks he should have done it, and Colbert's picked up another foul, so he's really getting into strife here.
It'll be 3.
Yeah.
So Bruce Palmer disconsolate there, the furrowed brow. I can tell the both benches are a little bit concerned about the number of fouls that are being called in this game. Not very happy with it. I think they both like to see the game flowing without too many calls. It's easy to say that, though, but your guys are getting hammered and there are no calls. There are howls of protest about that as well. Mike Johnson for 2.
Much better offense there. It was Derek Rucker and Terry Dozier working together, and then they kicked it round. Found Johnson outside. Johnson's performing pretty well here. He has 8 points in the game now, a couple of threes. So if they can get the ball to him, they might be able to drag themselves out of the mire. Right now they trail by 15. It's 43-28. Down low, Shane Hill round the back. Bounce pass. Don't know where he learned that one, but Leroy just knocks it down as smooth as you like.
Turned out to be a pretty good assist, really, hasn't it?
It was a classic. Let's have a look at this. Round the back, bounce pass. Thanks, Shane. Oh, Mike Johnson swamped by the big men in blue singlets.
Very nicely done. So Terry Dozier doing the tough stuff, making the hard yards and the bucket down the other end. Tremendous stuff. So Robert Sibley comes in. He'll be subbed in for Andre Moore, who takes a bit of a rest, who's been kept fairly quiet, but probably by his own team who are just shooting too hot. Tom Wisman. Plenty of time left in the game, but they're down by 15 already.
There's no sense of panic here in the Newcastle camp. They just like to grind it out now, stay with them, get themselves into a position to challenge late in the game. And perhaps, if the foul trouble continues, let's have a look at it. It goes against Colbert. So he has 4 fouls. It is. Well, that helps the cause. And it's a charging foul. Grant Kruger really holding his position down low and off the ball, and Colbert's now arguing with Coach referee Jeff
This is the world's quickest substitution. Andre Moore's back on again. We saw, fair dinkum, we saw 3 seconds of play there, and all because of that one foul. Dave Colbert's off.
Tick foul.
There's the tick foul.
There's Eddie, past Eddie, on the trigger. And Dave Colbert was right in his sights. Not sure what he said, but he's going on with it. And he sits down now, and I'd suggest that until maybe the last quarter, that's the last we'll see of him. He has 5 fouls.
That tick foul, we're just waiting to see. It hasn't gone up on the board yet. I guess it must surely have been on him. We'll just wait to see here if the...
Well, I think it's on the bench now.
Yeah,
we might have
looks like they're going to take possession because the Bullets aren't in the key, which means the Falcons have got possession, which means it's probably on the bench.
Certainly is.
Powers of deduction. There you are.
I'll take the rap for that. I just saw Colby going off as he went, but it must have been the bench as well. And maybe, just maybe, that man.
The shot of the week.
Is that you?
Look
Is
at
that you, Bruce?
He's got the most versatile face, hasn't he? The expressions on his face are incredible.
Yeah, now they're going to try and work this out.
Eddie Crouch is there. It's a bench tick. It is official. Let's have a listen. See, we picked it up before the coaches did, obviously. So Dave Colbert, the foul hasn't been recorded on him. That was the first thing. And the Bullets obviously knew on the court that it was a bench tick, but there was obviously some problem there with the coaches who didn't quite understand who it was.
The difficulty was that Colbert had been substituted out of the game and was actually on the bench when he mouthed off. That's why it went to the bench and not to Colbert as an individual. And there's Connie Jensen. So that we've clarified it.
That's it. We have worked it out.
It was on Colbert, but Colbert at the time the substitution had been made was on the bench. So here we go. That might just turn the game. Falcons right into it now. Leroy Loggins tries a sweeping hook shot and going in hard Andre Moore. So it's 47-34, but things look a little brighter for the Falcons with Colbert on the bench there. He sits on just 4 fouls.
I'll tell you what, he'd be grateful he was on the bench too, because he would have had a fifth had he been on the court.
Right, and Bruce, we apologise, it wasn't him at all.
No.
Just a little disappointed.
He didn't say anything. Actions do speak louder than words, and he certainly pulled some faces that gave us a bit of a smile, but they're not worth a tech foul.
It had to be Colbert, though, because he walked past the bench here and was going crazy.
Yeah.
Here's Jensen now down low, goes inside and simply rips. Plenty of life in the game. There's been a lot of spirit from the Falcons. They've really been fishing it out, but just failing to convert. Scoreboard. Still a long way to go. Mike Johnson goes low, and he's really sweet shooting.
There he is. There he is, and don't write to us and tell us what he just said. He's on 4 fouls, and it's 47-36 all of a sudden. It's an 11-point ball game, and it was 15 just a couple of game time minutes ago.
And Mike Johnson, the confidence player, has 10 points now, so he's travelling all right.
Bruce Palmer not wanting to see another game go into overtime. He'd like to win this one fairly comfortably, I guess. Certainly need it, given the fact that they were on top of the ladder not long ago, and Andre Moore does his best to keep them there. Yes, on top of the ladder not long ago. But all of a sudden, Melbourne Tigers with 15 wins, the Giants and Bullets with 12 wins, so they do need a win to hang in there. Roger Smith now, plenty of whistle blowing, 6.5 minutes left in the half. This time Eddie Crouch has got Roger.
Oh, yes. All about pretty petty stuff, too, isn't it? It's a little bit nasty out there. A lot of niggle going on, and Roger Smith tumbles in. Not a particularly smart foul.
But, I mean, 6.5 minutes left, and they're on 5 fouls. The Falcons are only on 1. There'll be a lot of going to the line, I would think, unless the Bullets just settle down.
Okay. Girls are excited. It's all about retaining your composure. And the Falcons, despite being down and almost out in this game, have done that. And it's been that poise which has helped them climb back into it now. They're only down by 11. 6 to go, as we point out. Bullets in some foul trouble, so if the Falcons could continue to go at them, get the ball on the line and make the shots from the free throw line, they could come right back before half-time. Shane here, oh, give me a break. What's that? How far out is that? 30-footer?
52-38. Bullets over the Falcons. The Falcons might be doing their best to get back into it. And look at the steal. Leroy Loggins one-on-one. And he misses. Well, what do you reckon? And there's the difference. The offensive rebound. The Bullets get the points anyway. And when they continue to shoot like that, it's going to be very difficult for the Falcons, 5 fouls or not, to get back into it.
They're very downcast. You just get yourself back into the game and then you see that happen. Now it's the defensive rebound. They monster in Dozier and Kruger, but now they're out in the open court. They should have numbers. Loggins goes low. Smith kicks it out. Heel, way out. Long bomb. Can't go. He gets a second chance. Have another go at it, Shane. We don't mind watching this. It's fairly entertaining.
Plenty of time. Another 30 seconds on the clock, naturally. 54-38. Loggins take this one off glass. Boom, it's in. And so the timeout for the Newcastle Falcons. And Tom Wisman is taking the timeout to recompose. 56-38. The Bullets over the Falcons. You stay with us. Early day chat. Welcome back to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. And the Falcons doing their level best to claw their way back into this, but doing it tough. Thanks mainly, I guess, to Shane Heel. 23-year-old is having a great game. 5 threes already for Shane Heel. And he's still out there, matching up on Tony Jensen in defence. Here's Jensen with the ball now. Shane Hill was always going to be a strong player. He made the Victorian state team when he was 14. I think that's on Robert Sibley. Leroy Loggins there gives that an applause, perhaps because it wasn't on him, but it was definitely on Sibley. Just under 5 minutes left in the half now. Terry Dozier goes to the line. Needs to do something to get this moving. They're down by 18, make that 17. And no one on the Newcastle side of the ledger could bear the thought of going to half-time with 20-point deficit. On the other hand, if the Bullets went to three-quarter time leading by 20, they wouldn't feel confident either after last week, would they? But this is exactly the sort of dominance they showed over the Tigers last week until that fateful third quarter. That'll be backcourt.
Yes, well, Derek Rucker did well. He really attacked that ball. They complain about the foul. There wasn't one. It came off Roger Smith on the way through to the backcourt. That's a violation. You can't go backwards here. Must go forward. And Derek Rucker's got the ball in his hand. They just made a mini run, didn't they, Newcastle? And it's been stopped. And now a blocking foul.
In offence. It's on Tony Jensen. But still only the second foul of the quarter for the Newcastle Falcons. So really they've been quite reserved in the face of fairly heavy D by the Brisbane Bullets, who are on 5. 56-40, 16-point lead to the Bullets.
Jensen has 3 fouls now.
Sibley, former Tiger, former Bullet, went to the Tigers, came back to the Bullets. 56-40, 4:20 left in the half. Derek Rucker picks one up there. It's his second for the night. Andre Moore now, who's pretty quiet by his standards. Oh, big dunk, Roger Smith. Woo. And a little bit of in your face there.
Well, Roger's been one of the most aggressive guys out there, and he certainly enjoyed that, as you could see. That's what it's all about.
Well, Mike Johnson has just done a round arm jump shot. That one there hadn't even settled before he'd swung it. And then look at that. On transition, the layup very quickly put in by Roger Smith. The Falcons just not back in for defense, and they pay the price. Double screen at the top. We're just waiting for Mike Johnson. And up the other end this time, Roger Smith comes up with a foul. So there's fouls everywhere. We'll just have a look at this. It's 1 and 1. And there it is. Yeah. Derek Rucker again too quick. And the old story, either you get in front of him or you hit him from the block. There's really no other way, because there's going to be plenty of contact on Derek Rucker. He knows that.
Well, the Falcons are scoring at a reasonable that, aren't they? They're up to 42 with 4 minutes left in the first half, so they're going to score around 50-55 if they can keep the pace going. Derek Rucker, though, doesn't help the issue, but the transition defense is not good, and they're down very quickly, the Bullets, and really attacking the Falcons, and they're meeting with great success. So 1-3-1 zone defense is out there now, and they've really got to move out to these shooters. Not as critical with Heel out of the game. Luke Gribble's there, and of course Leroy Loggins always a threat, but without Heel they ought not be so potent.
But they're also getting out rebounded, therefore Paul Kuiper's come on to try and fix that problem. It's not going to help them getting back to defense quickly when that's not his game. Timeout called by Tom Wisman on the Falcons bench. It's 62-42 with 3 minutes and 9 seconds left in the half. The Bullets are up by 20. And so we go into the blue huddle there with the Bullets. Bruce Palmer's looking fairly relaxed. Tom Wisman, on the other hand, would be a little worried. Let's hear what's going on there.
Layup before we're ready to play defense. They shoot and miss, and they're getting a rebound basket every goddamn time. Now box out and rebound. We're not going to win a ball game unless we get some focus here. We get focus, we'll win this ball game. But we can't keep letting them get second chance baskets. We can't keep letting them get fast break baskets. Focus on those two things right now. Let's go.
Well, there's the rally call from Tom Wisman, and he's quite right. It's plain for all to see. They've got to stop the transition. They've got to get back there and shut them down, and it's all inside where it comes from. Get back, 2-point out Terry, rip down the rebound. You've got to be back there to do it. They're getting second chance baskets off times before the Falcons even get back on defense. So we'll see whether over the next 3 minutes they can do something about it and reel this back into maybe, they'd be happy to go to the breakdown maybe 14, 12 or 14, but that's a big ask with that man out there, Leroy Loggins. because he's certainly not going to roll over and lie down after what happened to them last week when the Melbourne Tigers came from nowhere and swamped them. So they'll be very wary of that, and this is going to be a very tough ask to get back against a team that's just been flogged from behind.
And further to that, Andrew Gaze was fouled out before the end of the game, and he had 47 points. So the Tigers won it without Andrew Gaze in the end. There's more fouling. This time it's Froling who remonstrates with Eddie Crouch, saying there's been contact and it hasn't just been me. So another 1-1. Under 3 minutes now, still the 20-point lead. He keeps hitting me. Yeah, you can see what's going on there.
Well, just a few from the line. Terry Dozier needs really to hit these. He has 16 points. He's done a great job. He's been almost a one-man band in the scoring department, although Mike Johnson has been handy. And there you go. They're very expensive misses. They've missed 3 front ends of the 1-1, and that's a possible 6 points down the gurgler.
Well, we don't have the statistics, but I mean, they've been on 5-team fouls to Bullets for at least half of this quarter, and I don't think the Falcons have put in more than 1 or 2 of them. And they've been to the line plenty of times. It's very costly, and it's still a 20-point lead. It needn't have been that much just on that strength alone. Dribble. He can't make it, but they're being out-rebounded. Yeah. So Loggins gets it away to Andre Moore, who gets fouled and gets 2.
Well, Mike Johnson sure got up there, but his timing was awry, and the foul ultimately puts the Bullets on the line to try and extend their lead from the 20 points. Very physical in the paint, but Andre Moore's on the line now, and that makes it even tougher for the Falcons because it's now a 21-point lead. And rising, climbing.
Andre Moore from Chicago. Had plenty of court time. He knows his way around the basketball court, Andre. But not playing the starring role this year, and one might have expected. They seem to have more of an all-round team. Plenty of guys shooting double figures.
Oh, Andre Moore really went after that and put Paul Piper in his place.
Now.
And the fouls against Derek Rucker, who may be hurt. That would be a tragedy, but I'm sure he'll get up. He's a tough nut to crack. Look at this. Piper goes up. This guy's 6'10", and he's simply spotted away by the power of Andre Moore.
But have a look at the block. Let's see.
We've got at both ends action. That's the way it's been all night. And Derek Rucker simply wasn't there in time. So Luke Gribble goes to the line. And where the Falcons are missing at one end, the Bullets are nailing everything at the other. And they're going to post some big numbers here tonight. 65 points, plays 42. And Terry Dozier finally scraps it. They're finding the simple things tough here, the Falcons.
Well, 65-42 equates to a 23-point lead come to half-time. Less than 2 minutes before that. Marty McLean, Mike Johnson. Trying to get something happening. He goes for Terry Dozier. He turns around, comes inside Andre Moore. Nice move. Andre just wasn't with him. Shane Hill back into the fray just prior to half-time. Leroy Loggins, and there's the travel.
He just couldn't quite control the ball and ran with it as he juggled it.
See Eddie Crouch there chatting to Bruce Palmer. And Derek Rucker taking a seat.
Not a very happy game for Derek against his old club. Not doing a bad job individually, but of course it's a team game and his team's down by 21.
Sean Dennis gets some well-rewarded minutes. He's the guy that they put on when they need a couple of threes in the clutch. And now the Falcons are starting to get the rebounds. Mike Johnson, Terry Dozier.
By the way, you said, Terry, they need a couple of threes. They need about 8 of them. And here's Dennis, but he goes for the 2.
And they've missed, but they get the rebound. So this is what the Bullets have been doing to the Falcons all night. This will be a new shot clock. And there's the steal. And the fast break, Loggins goes all the way. And he misses. Now, this time, the Bullets don't get the second chance.
Piper was down there to clean that up. 50 seconds left in the first half. Sean Dennis and Leroy Loggins, and Sean sucks the foul.
1-1. Well, the Falcons have been shooting 73% from the line, the charity stripe. but they aren't doing that tonight. There's nothing like it to be about 33%. The Bullets 76, and they're way up there. About 30 in the NBL as far as that's concerned. So with only 43 seconds left in the half, Brisbane timeout. Bruce Palmer just querying a ruling off referee Eddie Crouch, and he comes back into the huddle. Doesn't look like he has too much to say. Just hear it.
I need a quick hitter. We need that. Right off the get-go. I want to go this way with it.
I'll drive the hammer, yeah?
Drive the hammer so he's coming up. Yeah. Get that out of here. Get that guy out.
That's us. And this is like a courtroom drama, isn't it?
Hey, well, Bruce is there thinking we may use this in a playoff game somewhere down the track, or in a critical play when we come out and we need a quick basket. We've only got a few seconds on the clock, so you guys get out of our face here and let us work it out.
They're persistent, aren't they? Here we are down the other end now.
You guys are doing a good job.
Yeah.
The backpack. Here's Tom, but it's interesting from Bruce Palmer, but I'm sure the coaches will be watching the next play phase now to see what he does, and the good analysts will pick it up.
It's 65-44, so he's obviously not worried that the Falcons are going to take the lead before half-time.
Just
21.
Try and execute one of his specials, an out-of-bounds play, or a one-off play, so everyone will be having a close look at this now. He'll have coaches around the NBL all fired up with that.
Yeah.
It's good, though, the way they support the media, the Bullets.
Sean Dennis, he makes two. And so there's one good reason to have Sean at the line. He can put them in, whereas the other guys seem to have been missing tonight. And that'll please the Falcons management. See some more points rolling over. 19-point ball game now. Shane Hill totally misses. And that was the play, perhaps, was it? 25 seconds left in the half. Sean Dennis spins around, reverse pivot, gets around Shane Hill very nicely. He slows it up. They're going to take the last shot. The shot clock's not even going, but there's only 10 seconds left on the game clock now for the half. And Sean Dennis may well try for three. No, he's going to drive. And there's the two. And he makes it as flat as you like, off balance, and it goes in.
All right.
Look at it, cool as you like. Sean Dennis, this is your night. Well done. High fives. And there it is at half-time. It's gone to the Bullets, 65-48. They're playing well. What can the Falcons do to get back into it? We'll find out soon here at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre.
Minutes now.
Hobbles the entire backboard and then points, and boom, didn't he like it? In your face. That's the sort of action we've seen here at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. Been pretty good too, hasn't it?
I'm not sure who he was pointing to there, whether it was Paul Kuiper or not, but
the guy that gave him the assist, I would think. I think it was Shane Hill from memory. But you might be right, it might have been a bit of in your face.
It doesn't matter. It's 65-48 over Bullets over the Falcons. The field percentages, look at the Bullets, and they've been hitting the long bombs. They're still shooting from 60%, even though they're doing it from out wide. Free throw percentage, the Falcons down a little at 75%. I thought it was lower. The three-point bombs are going in at an amazing clip of 2 in every 3 from the Bullets. The rebounding the Bullets' way, and turnovers, nothing much in it, but it's the scoreline that counts. 65-48, Brisbane over Newcastle. Second half action underway. They're down by 17. What can they do for the big crowd here tonight who've come down to support their side, and they have been very supportive in 1994. If they can come away with a win here, it's going to be memorable. We'll enjoy it, but if the Bullets do go on with it, then it'll be a spectacle nonetheless.
Well, the Newcastle Falcons won't win this with only 44% from the field. They're going to have to do better than that. They're up against the side which is very hot tonight, shooting 60%, whereas they're averaging 48 all year. And there's the start. Kruger takes 2, so it's a 15-point ball game, 65-50.
And they're his first 2 points of the game, and they need a lot bigger output in the second half from Grant Kruger inside if they're going to get back into the contest. But that's a good start for him. Double team now. They've changed some defense here and try a trap. And turnover, yes. Falcons kick it back to Rucker. So at the first attempt, they come up with the ball. Now they need to convert and really try and get a roll on early. Stay in touch. Oh, unlucky. Look at Kruger go after it, but that's the sort of shot they needed to make. Just couldn't quite pull it off Derek Rucker.
And still a little bit of indecision in offense. You saw some of those passes actually going backwards to another man, and there's a foul pretty quickly on Marty McLean. So the Falcons still not prepared to take the fast break. They really need to settle things down. It hasn't really kept them in the game, although they've still been scoring. They got 50 at half-time. It's not a bad average. It's about what they do most of the year, maybe just a little up on what they've been shooting, but they're only shooting 44%. They're averaging 49 in most games, so they're down, and obviously the Bullets are up at 60%. Tremendous effort. Leroy leaping again, gets the points, and he's the money man when it counts. 17-point ball game for the Bullets.
Derek Rucker did all the right things there. He really took it at the Brisbane Bullets, made great penetration with some sensationally slick dribbling, and the kick out was perfect. And at the other end there, just as good. Colbert's back into the game. He sits on 4 fouls. Lucky it's not 5. The tech foul going to the bench after he transgressed. And, well, every time they come down and do something, the Falcons, the Bullets, respond immediately.
And here's the starting 5 again. And Dave Colbert's had a lot of the first half out. Well, Mike Johnson gets some points. And that's good to see. 70-54 at the moment, 16 points in it. But it's good to see that the Falcons are prepared to take some shots, and they're actually working for them at the moment.
Right now, Terry, they've got to get down in the trenches here and put some stops on the Bullets, if they can. Shane Hill comes off the screen and misses Mike Johnson. Good boards, but they really need to get in and fight now and do everything they can to scrap and try and hold this side down. Marty McLean, can he make it? Yes, nice shot. So they've hit the last 3 shots on the trot, and all of a sudden they only trail by 13. So the embarrassing blowout we thought might have occurred is not happening for the time being. Anyway, they're right in the contest.
Yes, the Newcastle Falcons are aware of the third quarter syndrome. Hopefully it's going to work in their favour, they would think. They've certainly lost games in the third quarter. You can't win one there, but you can certainly lose it there. And Leroy's just doing a tremendous job tonight. 72-57. Just under 9 minutes now left in the third quarter.
Incredible strength then from Leroy Loggins to go up, pull it down, and then immediately turn around and put it back. Mike Johnson. And Loggins again, that man, here he comes, pushes the ball up. And charge goes against Loggins, so defensive pressure applied by Marty McLean is brilliant. That's a big play as he gets back. He really holds his ground sweetly and takes a big charge.
It's only Leroy's second foul of the night too. Bruce Palmer would be interested in seeing his blokes go on with it, not letting the Falcons get back into the game the way they are. Doesn't look too worried yet. Oh, Terry Dozier missing that one. Not happy with himself.
Can't believe he missed it, in fact.
Great assist.
Well, it's not the prettiest shot you've ever seen, but is it effective? Andre Moore. He sort of just pushes it out. And on plenty of occasions, in fact, I think his shooting percentage this year is about 50%, so 1 in 2 go down. He won't miss that. Good stuff from Terry Dozier. Put it down to the assist. The finish was simple from Kruger. And the scoreline, well, they're just hanging around now. The Falcons, in much the same way Illawarra did last week when they went on to win by 2 points. So as long as they can stay in touch and do the job. At this end, Johnson, he pinches it. He's got 2 quicks. Yeah,
let him go.
Fast. He's on the 4 fouls. He doesn't want to rack up 5 and go out of the game. And he let Johnson go. So more pressure now. Oh, Kruger could have risked it. They need to take risks. Comes down Andre Moore, charge. No, other way around. Goes against Grant Kruger, the foul in defence.
Well, Grant Kruger was lucky not to have had a foul called earlier as Leroy Loggins spun past him. And tremendous rebound there too from Smith, who actually just one-handed palmed it off to Andre Moore, who was standing there. It was very quick thinking. And it's ended up drawing the foul and putting Andre on the line. So as Grant Kruger has 2 for tonight. Andre Moore, 2 shots. So 75-61. Are we seeing the Falcons come back into the game, or is this their last hurrah, as it were? This one time where they're giving it everything to see if it works. Brisbane certainly has the ability to hold off a short burst, but if the Falcons can contain this, that's a simple miss to Derek Rucker, and he's not happy with himself by his standards. A fairly easy sort of shot. Oh, look at that. Great stuff. Tremendous strength. 78-61.
You expect Shane Heal to shoot, don't you? Because he's hit 5 from 6 from the three-point line. That time he was inside the line and take the shot. You expect him to do it, but he kicked it down to Andre Moore. Had to be a foul there. I agree with that. It was a foul. Straight up. So I don't know whether we can see it again, but you'll find that it was quite clear he's just gone in and held him. Now he admits it. Reluctantly.
Bruce Palmer just asking Eddie Crouch there for how about a tech foul on Terry Dozier. Now Eddie Crouch was giving him the eye too.
And we've got it again. So guys are right on the job. Well, it didn't look too bad for what we can see there in replay. Maybe Terry had cause for complaint. So at the second attempt, we had a good look at it there, and it looked to be pretty clean. Look at Heal. He's mesmerised them and gone to the basket. Straight by. A blast past Grant Kruger for a great 2. Shane Heal looking the goods here.
Newcastle Falcons just watching Shane Heal go to the bucket. Not much you can do in that case, and he's come up with a turnover, and he's away. He's given Gribble the assist now, who then gives it to Colbert, who was standing right in the middle of the key waiting for the pass. 82-61. There you go. It's back out to 21 points. And we have a timeout. And it's 82-61 in the timeout. Brisbane holding off the Newcastle charge. Johnny Jensen into the fray now. Luke Gribble just shadowing him. Finds Dozier. Rucker. 21 points down. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Mike Johnson for 3. Very heavy foul. Well, at least Mike Johnson made it look bad. Robert Sibley doesn't think too much of it, though. Nevertheless, he picks up another foul as Bruce Palmer watches.
After the shot was the call from Roger Shields, so it won't be 3 shots. Merely side ball for the Falcons. Their scoring potential is just tremendous, isn't it? Wherever they go on the court, the Brisbane Bullets, they can just blow you away. The Falcons, a few moments ago, looked like clawing their way back into the game when they trailed by just 13. And in a twinkling, people like Heal can just blow you off the court. Well, Terry Dozier, you can't complain about his effort tonight. Just a couple of shots. That was a tough one. Sibley come down now with Roger Smith. Falcons trying to put the stops on the Bullets. Colbert, he just loves this place. He's just got the feel for the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. And I'll tell you what, I suppose Newcastle could do worse than hire this guy, because he just loves it on the fine here.
You never see Dave Colbert's name very high on the list when it comes to them playing other teams. But whenever he comes to Newcastle, it's Dave Colbert and who else?
He beats him up. It's 85-61 now. 24 points to lead. Rucker tries to go inside and ultimately makes the shot, which won't count. The foul was early from Luke Gribble, number 25. You'll see it here between the legs as he changes direction. And pretty comprehensively beaten Luke Gribble, so he had a body check on Rucker to try to slow him down a bit.
Well, the Falcons trying to move that bench around a little bit. Matt Alexander is 20 there now with the ball. A little bit of height onto the court. I don't know that that's the problem. The halftime stats showed us their field shooting was down. And in any case, the Falcons never put up as many shots as the Bullets in a game. Because their field shooting percentages is quite often the same. On average. Still, Derek Rucker. The Falcons have to start shooting the ball. And so, now they think.
Oh, Alexander was left alone for a split second. They couldn't find him, though.
85-61. It's a 24-point ball game, and that'll be a Falcons ball from the side. 4:25 left in the third quarter. Hard to know mathematically what to do to get back in the game for the Falcons. In Brisbane, though, it's all too familiar. A 20-point lead, and they're hoping that the oh, that's very heavy. And Derek's been flattened. Sorry, says Roger. No harm done.
Oh, great camera angle on this one. Roger Smith pushes him, and Derek kisses the pine and the feet of the scorers. Here he is now. No.
So we'll have to do more than kiss the feet of the scorers to make that one count. Dave Colbert gets a three, and
right,
Tom Wisman is ropeable about that. He's been telling them not to let Dave Colbert stand on that yellow stripe unguarded. And he does it, and they find him, and he puts it in. 88-61. It's a 27-point ball game. The Falcons get some points back. And Kruger's back into the game. Matt Alexander, having taken that basket, sits down. And it's a timeout to the Falcons here at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. The Bullets doing it nicely, 88-63. Now Tom Wisman, he's in the huddle, and he doesn't look happy.
How are we going to put the stops on Dave Colbert? He has 21 points. Here's Tom.
We're not going into the fourth quarter 20 down. Let's make it happen. We've got 4 minutes to really make something happen here. Full court man-to-man pressure and make it happen. Okay? Go in the hole. All right? But offensively, we don't have to panic. We don't have to look to go in the hole, look to go on the break, but then take our offense and run it through and get good shots. Okay? We're panicking with our shots now. Just relax when you're taking the shot. Relax in the offense, but get all the intensity you can get on defense and break. Okay? Come on now. Let's go. Let's go. Got one?
Well, here's the gamble. I guess it's no risk really. Got to throw something at them, and it's going to be full court pressure for 4 minutes. This will either get them back into the game or blow them away completely.
Well, if they're going to do the full court pressure, they're going to have to make sure somebody hangs on Dave Colbert, I guess, to stop him taking those threes. That'll be the first thing. Unfortunately, you get the feeling it could leave a couple of people free under the basket for the easy one. So, just how well they execute, that's the problem.
It's always the gamble. Play a bit of jungle ball, a bit of rat ball, and see what happens.
The zone's not going to work tonight because they're shooting 60% the Bullets from the field. So you can zone all you like, and these guys are going to pot them from outside. They've proven that.
Try and take it out of their hands early. They won't do it this time, but watch them explode if they can score. They want to get right all over them. And their first play is a turnover, so...
Well, a bit of full court pressure, and there you go. It might be just a coincidence, but it seems to be working. 3 minutes 30 left.
Maybe the start of a resurgence. Here's Derek Rucker. Goes down low, doesn't make it. The hammer's off. Goes low, kicks it wide. Trolling won't take that shot. Back to Heel now. And look around the outside. Heel and Johnson to do battle one-on-one. Screen comes up from Sibley, but Heel goes the other way, and he leaves them. They were just gone, weren't they? He's too quick.
Yes, I think Sibley was setting up the screen.
And Heel's gone the other way. They're headed to the baseline.
Mike Johnson came out for it, and Heel was just too quick getting around him. There's the foul. He let the ball go early, giving it every chance to get to the bucket. Rolled over the top, though.
Yeah, the help defense from Tony Jensen wasn't bad, but Heel was really in the clear by the time he arrived. 89-63. Big win on the way for the Bullets.
Well, it may well be a win. Whatever it is, it's going to be a high-scoring game. 90-63. 3 minutes away from three-quarter time. The Bullets score 114 points a game. Derek Rucker's just spilled it. He's just clean gutsed it. No pressure. So they've manned up. Mike Johnson's on Shane Froling. Tony Jensen's on Shane Heel. And he finds Sibley free. Terry Dozier tries to get out to him, and he starts putting them in.
Yes, they're all knocking them down now. Sibley the screen and roll. And he enjoyed that. He just pushed off Dozier, came down to the baseline, and by the time Dozier could get back to him, that shot was off and rolls around and down it goes. 92 to 63. 29 points the lead. Here's Rucker. Connie Jensen, they're standing still now, the Falcons. They've been ground to a standstill by this awesome Brisbane Bullets combination.
Marty McLean, who in recent weeks has proven his ability to make some threes when it counts, is doing his little bit, but he might have to take a bit more of the ball the way it's going. If he's got the hot hand, they might be looking to him. And Shane Hill very quick again. Sibley, Dozier on him at the moment. Colbert, and Grant Kruger's the one that has to stop him. He comes in behind Sibley, who then moves out the way, so it wasn't on. Cribble, Derek Rucker loses his footing, and then Sibley's free. Aren't they great? Look at that. They move it around and move it around until somebody is free, and that bloke has the shot. It's 94-66.
Foul there, a pushing foul on the dribbler again. Derek Rucker trying to make some space for himself. They take it from the side now, the Falcons, 94-66. It's a long way back with 90 seconds to go to three-quarter time. And Bruce Palmer turns over his substitutions. There's Rucker. Well, I'll tell you what, he's hitting these shots when play's over okay, but they just can't score enough when they count. This time he beats Leroy Loggins.
Oh.
And they come back and crunch time.
Really, everyone could hear that. Oh, I think he might be claiming that he hit the back of the hand, which was on the ball. We'll just have a look at it there. And there it is. Oh, gee, he might be right, you know. He's got the, although the hand came off it, so we all heard it. We're just having a look at the call. Just trying to work out. I know he was saying something about the ball. That might have been his call. He might actually have been saying he hit the ball, but there was certainly hand contact there. Derek Rucker. A word of encouragement from Shane Hill, who's probably said make sure you put this one in as well. And he does. 94-68. Sibley finds Leroy Loggins. There's Shane Hill, who wants to make 3 Olympics. That's his goal. I dare say he'll do that.
Won't have some money on it as long as he stays healthy.
Oh.
Could have been a turnover there, but the Bullets, of course, went down to this side by 19 points earlier in the season. There's Froling makes a miracle basket off glass in traffic. At that time, though, the suspended players were Shane Hill and Robert Sibley. They weren't available.
Sibley gone to the Seoul Olympics.
And Marty McLean makes it. But this time round, those players like Sibley and Hill are here to play, and they're making it awfully difficult, aren't they?
Yes, they are. When you've got a guy like Sibley, who's got a championship medal with the Tigers, into the Seoul Olympics, and he comes off the bench. It's a well-credentialed team.
Yeah, Sibley, super role player. Comes in and gets the job done inside, rebounds strongly. And we've seen him too tonight, when the team's in a flow, hit those nice little jump shots from outside, so he can do it all. 96-70. With a minute to go until three-quarter time, Tom Wisman sends Sean Dennis into the fray yet again, and at the end of the last quarter, heading up to half-time, he hit 4 points in his 90 seconds, and he'll need to do the same again here.
Under a minute, 96-70. It's a 26-point ball game. And the Falcons are going into three-quarter time, a long way down. Leroy Loggins. Well, Terry Dozier says, yeah, it was on me, but there are howls of protest. Four for Terry Dozier. And it's 96-70, 43 seconds left in it. In the third quarter.
And both Derek Rucker and Terry Dozier, the two Falcons imports, are taking a break. And the run down to three-quarter time as Shane Froling hits it. And makes them both So they're just a bucket away from 100 points in just 3 quarters of basketball. So they're scoring at a cracking pace, and they've kept it up right through the night, the Brisbane Bullets.
30 seconds. Will Sean Dennis try one of those famous frees? No, he's not going to get the chance there because Matt Alexander's lost it. Frolling. That's charging. Yes, and Grant Kruger did put himself in a good position on that occasion. 22 seconds left in it. Shane Frolling knows there's always going to be collision in these sorts of things, and I guess the players already know what's going to happen. He was there in
Tony Jensen
plenty
does a
of
good
time,
job, doesn't he? Gets in there and puts the body on the line. Frolling at full tilt is a fairly awesome sight. In full cry and out of control, like a runaway tram. But Tony's copped it pretty well. Plenty of courage. So just 10 seconds now until 3-quarter time. Sean Dennis tries a three-pointer. He has 7 for the game. He's scoring at about 7 points a minute.
That's great, isn't he? He only gets 90 seconds at the end of each quarter, and he manages to put in some buckets too. So 1.8 seconds left. Not too much to do. Is this we're going to go for the miracle basket? Shane Hill. No, can't do it. And so there we have it at 3-quarter time at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. It's not good news for the Falcons. Brisbane looking to cement that spot in the top 3. 98-73, 12 minutes of game time to come. Join us for it in a minute.
And the two sides, the Falcons and the Bullets, are out there ready to go again. 98-73 with 1 quarter of basketball remaining. Now, it's hard to be tough on the Falcons in this sort of situation. Official stats from the 3rd quarter, 12 minutes of basketball. The Brisbane Bullets have had 14 shots and made 12. They missed 2. Can you believe it? They shot at an 86% clip. And Tony Jensen goes to the hole. The Falcons, on the other hand, only 43%, but that's amazing to think they can go 12 minutes and only miss 2 shots. Their 3-point bat is 79%. They've hit 11 from 14. Can't beat a team playing this well.
No.
So the Falcons have done well to be this close. It's 98-75. Been an unbelievable performance from Brisbane here.
The way they're going to do more than 114 points a game, which is their average. That's off, a bit hard to see here.
It looked like it was off Andre Moore's size 14, didn't it? But it's gone the other way.
Yes, it might be an interesting one to have a look at. Eddie Crouch has called it off Matt Alexander. Shane Hill takes the 3.
He won't make that.
He's missed it. That's an air ball.
It was a tough shot. And a tech
Foul on Shane Hill.
The hammer is hammered by referee Roger Shields. He probably felt that he was under duress. Second
There's
tech.
another tech foul.
Number
That's on 23 again. That's 2 on Shane Hill.
Shane Hill's got 2. They look around bewildered. How many has he racked up now?
He's going to get 3 if he doesn't be careful.
He's coming out of the game. Compound fouls.
Well,
4 shots coming.
We've got 4 shots from the line so far. And they need... I mean, Shane Hill obviously is protesting and saying the second one he didn't do anything, but they needn't have done any. 98-75. They're not the ones that are frustrated. So it's 98-76, Bruce Palmer. Well, that's 3 tech fouls we've seen against the Brisbane Bullets tonight. One of which was on the bench. Now, a couple to come. We'll see the Bullets start to zone up now.
He invites them in. It's 2 more, though.
Yes.
2 shots coming.
3
out of 3. 20 points down. There's Bruce Palmer. There's a wry sort of smile there as he stalks the sideline. And Tony Jensen's missed 1. Still, it's a 20-point ball game. And as we said, the Bullets are just shooting the lights out at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. And one can understand why the Falcons are trailing by such a margin, but they forced the turnover. And who knows? The Melbourne Tigers came from nowhere to down the Bullets in overtime last week. Maybe, just maybe, the Falcons can do it, although there's no Andrew Gaze in this team.
And We hate to point out as well that Andrew Gase was fouled out towards the end of the game last time as well, although the damage had been done. Shot 47 points or something, but Brisbane Bullets will be not looking forward to the prospect of that happening again.
Oh, yeah.
Charging.
No score, too. No score, so disappointment for Grant Kruger, who made a nice move to the basket. Came inside, or tried to go inside Sibley, who was certainly there in time. Whether it left his hand before the contact, well, I think it was a pretty good call from referee Eddie Crouch. And substitutions are made. Sean Dennis has a break, and he gets a rousing reception from the crowd because they've enjoyed what he's done here. He's scored well. 7 points in about 2.5 minutes played. Pretty good offense from instant offense, Sean Dennis. 98-78, 20-point break. They need to convert everything. Need to come down now with Rucker back there and Dozier and score on just about every trip up the court. Larkins kicks around Loggins, tries one. Oh, they just kill you, these guys. As soon as you get the door just a crack open, they come and shut it down on you. Larkins, the foul. 100 points for the Bullets. But it has taken them about 2.5 minutes to crack the ton. They were anchored down on 98 there, so the Falcons did a good job.
Yes, the familiar side of the Falcons dominating the first couple of minutes of the quarter. They just need to keep the intensity going. But Leroy Loggins there showing no effects of his sort of well-known ankle surgery. It's one of those things that becomes difficult for a basketballer in his later years, all the jumping. That's why they do very little training. But he's showing absolutely no effects, and there's a foul. Let's have a look at it here. It's called on Tony Jensen. And I think there's a bit of a smile there. I think he's saying that was Grant Kruger's foul, but they've given it on Tony. We'll just have a look at it here and see who actually causes the conflict. Now, I think that's the foul, and they've called it on Tony Jensen.
Well, they've called the first one. They've said the first one was the one that counted, and Kruger just went in there late. But certainly Grant Kruger could have easily been called for that. It was none too subtle. Roger Smith got them both. 102-78. It's out again to 24 points. Derek Rucker trying to do something with 9 or 10 minutes left. There's a lot to do. Can't make the finger roll. Andre Moore, strength. Kicks it away now. Here they come on the break. Larkins attacks Jensen. Loggins just pushing it around the perimeter now. Roger Smith try and execute some offense. And rebound goes to Tony Jensen. They pick it up. They need a couple of baskets quick here, don't they? A couple of threes. A couple of trays.
Here's the first one.
Marty McLean.
Larkins comes away with it now. Leroy Loggins, he seems to content to dribble around and have a couple of threes, and not the shooting arm on tonight. Robert Sibley enjoying some court time, having come off the bench. Andre Moore throws a shocker. Derek Rucker, there's a heavy foul, and he's got him for travelling.
Well, the nature of the game is simply that Rucker wasn't aware of what was happening. He's just picked it up there, and Roger Smith was right in his face. Could have been a charge. The travel was called.
Nevertheless, Bullets come away with it now. Larkins, 102-78. 8 minutes 50 left on the clock. That's it. That's what's left in the game. The Bullets not scoring as heavily. In 3.5 minutes of game time, they've only scored 6 points. So the Falcons have slowed them down. But again, the Bullets are equal to the task, and the Falcons have slowed down the scoring themselves. Terry Dozier, Andre Moore on him, giving him plenty of room. Grant Kruger and Dave Colbert, plenty of contact. Lets him go. Kruger takes the points as well. 104-80, 24-point ball game.
And here's a shock. Dave Colbert, the man who always loves playing these guys, leads all scorers in the game. He has 23. At an amazing percentage, too. Up around 90%. Colbert has hardly missed all night.
Got most of them in the first half, too, as I recall.
Ball goes the way of the Bullets again, so everything's sort of flowing from the Northerners. They're going to take some stopping in this competition if they all stay fit and healthy. They're a well-drilled and handy unit.
Well, Bruce Palmer's got another game to go this weekend. The Rollers tomorrow night at the Roller Dome. And I don't think he'll let his players go out and celebrate too hard after this one, but Dave Colbert, his favourite pastime's the jazz and comedy clubs. He'll no doubt hit the night spots in Newcastle. Give the locals a hard time.
He's laughing tonight.
Yeah. There's no joke for the Falcons, though. It's 106-80, a 26-point game. Sean Dennis finds Grant Kruger, baseline. Can't take it. Derek Rucker. He takes the jumper and a swat from Leroy Loggins. Well, he is in everything, isn't he? Tremendous player.
Well, Leroy would have played a fair bit with Derek in practice when Derek Rucker was at the Bullets, and it was as though he anticipated that, knew what was coming, and knocked it away. So I think Leroy just tucks it away. The old grey batter there coming to the fore. What's this guy going to do? Oh, I missed one. How about that, Dave?
Wasn't happy either.
It's a rare event. Yeah, Mike Johnson, he shot well tonight. Hasn't had a lot of shots. Could have taken more. Kruger, little break inside. Strong. And it's 106-82 with 7 minutes left in what has been an entertaining game. Not as close as you'd like, but there's been some great basketball played at both ends, really.
It certainly has, and it's, like we said it right at the beginning, it's always a high-scoring affair when these two meet. Unfortunately, in recent times, one team has scored high and the other hasn't. We even saw that earlier this year when Sibley and Hill were on suspension. The Falcons really took it to the Brisbane Bullets, came away with a big win. One of their heaviest losses of the year. And the Bullets are returning the favour. Have a look at that. Off glass, strong move, Roger Smith. Terry Dozier. Sean Dennis, Mike Johnson for three. Dozier screens for him. He couldn't make it, but Sean Dennis tried to get the rebound.
He's been good, Roger Smith. He's been plenty of aggro in his game, and he's done a good job on the shooting guards, because Rucker and Jensen and these guys, which have been, there's Jensen in camera, and Bruce Palmer too now. There's a... Oh, yeah. There's a bit of a chat, and a tech comes from
on the bench.
Eddie Crouch on the bench. So nothing too malicious there from Bruce, but he loves to get involved in this sort of stuff, especially when his team's up by a mile or a mile and a half.
He's on the court now, and Eddie Crouch is saying to him, look, if you're going to talk, you're going to tick that.
Oh, they're going at it here. There could be another one. Look at this. They're going right on with it now. Saying what he said wasn't offensive. Oh, look at this head-to-head.
Eddie Crouch has got a pretty cool head, and there's been 4 tech fouls now, 2 on the bench and 2 on Shane Hill. So I don't think Eddie Crouch feels like calling too many more.
Ed, all right.
The most experienced referee and the most experienced coach, and the most experienced referee comes out on top. And Bruce doesn't like it much.
It's a bit dangerous having the microphone on when Bruce is in that mood. So we'll take the break. 108-82, the Bullets doing it easily over the Falcons. Welcome back. Settle down a little bit. So it's shots and possession. Just reminding you, it was the tech foul on the bench. Johnny Jensen misses. He's the safest bloke as you like on the line, but tonight hasn't been the Falcons' night. 6 minutes 20 left to go. And it's 108-82.
5 tech fouls against the Brisbane Bullets, and they're the team that's been really wheeling and dealing all night. 108-83.
Sean Dennis away with it now. Greg Kruger, who hasn't stopped trying. And it's halfway through the final period, and still the Bullets have only scored the 10 points. So the Falcons have done well to slow them down a little bit, but then again, the Bullets haven't needed to score too much. They've just held on to the lead. Terry Dozier takes some points. 108-85.
Well, it's a good opportunity now for Coach Tom Wisman to perhaps give Michael Grant his opportunity. One guy making his debut here in the NBL tonight. He's suited up for the Falcons for the first time in the absence of the injured Paul Simpson. There's the hammer. Oh.
Shane Hill. Great stuff. Great game. 110-85. 25-point ball game. Look at the screen. Tony Jensen comes in behind, but Leroy Loggins is right there with him. Right now he goes into Leroy. Off glass. And Leroy takes the better of him there. Simpson just looking on. He's still injured. Gave Michael Grant the opportunity to kit up. And
a bad back. Paul's had a pretty rough trot this year. When he gets back to full fitness, the back goes on him. So he's out of action again. Leroy Loggins, and a foul against Tony Jensen on the deck. And that ought to be 6 fouls and exit Tony Jensen for this evening.
He knows it. He's waving to the bench. That was my foul, and he's down. So 5 minutes left in it. And Tony Jensen's gone. That's the new guy, Grant, sitting next to him there. Matt Alexander on the bench looking on as well. But this consulate, there's not much the Falcons can do. Brisbane Bullets really hot tonight. Remains to be seen. Gold Coast Rollers and their more zone-orientated defence that hold the Bullets tomorrow night.
I wouldn't think so, mate.
Not when they do that.
No chance when they do that. He has a swag of three-pointers now.
It didn't matter. The Falcons tried zoning up. And there's the screen. Marty McLean tries it. Johnson comes away with it. He tries the jumper. And that's it. When the Falcons tried to zone up earlier tonight, the Bullets started hitting those threes, and it was mainly Shane Hill and Dave Colbert that did it. So the zone hasn't worked. The man, well, that slowed it down a little bit in this quarter, so they've done fairly well there. It's 112-87. Fortunately, the Falcons haven't sort of outshot the Bullets either in this quarter. So it's gallant, but probably gallant in defeat here. 4 minutes 25 left in the game. Timeout. Shane Hill. The Bullets sit down in the huddle. Not too much to talk about for them. Everything's going fairly well. The Falcons side of things, though, a different story.
Full court pressure, man. You really got to get up and play. You got to make it happen on the full court.
Run the quick three. They're looking for the quick two. It's quick, even the quick one, they playing that. Run quick three.
We can run that 2 ways. Get this screen coming off, or pass, screen, and let him come off this way. Okay, either way. In fact, with the screen coming down here, it's better to pass it, go just let him come off. Because when we're going this way, they're chasing it into the corner. So run the quick three when you pass it, go down the screen and come off this way, and get the double set over here and come to that guy. Okay? The double's actually out here. Okay, this guy's coming off. Now, quick threes, look for the roll, guys. Get the 3-point plays going through the basket, and then make sure that we're playing defense right away. Everybody focus. Everybody focus. Let's go.
Congratulations to Robert Pugh.
Well, Tom Wisman, not much he can do. 7 threes for Shane Hill, and he hasn't finished yet. And their shooting from the floor has been brilliant, and you've got to say the defence hasn't been too bad either. There haven't been too many second opportunities, and there seems to have been body. Oh, talk about body on body. He's caught one right in the snoz, McLean. What a great shot, Shane Hill.
35 feet out at least.
He's a long way behind the 3-point arc. That's 26 out.
Well, this is just tremendous stuff. Shane Hill has just been putting them in from everywhere, and there's not much you can do when the guy doesn't miss from a long way out. He's going to beat you every time. It's one of those situations where I guess you just hope he misses. 115-87. Disputed call here. Eddie Crouch is overruled. It goes the Falcons' way.
And at last, something to cheer about for the vast fan club of these Foster's Falcons.
Off Gribble there.
Off Luke. Alexander, can he hit the 3? Yeah. Can't recall Matt hitting a 3 here. This year, maybe it's his first. Wouldn't swear to it. If it's 1 out of 1, he'll join the percentage club.
He reacted as if he puts them in every night. Very cool. Shane Hill, Derek Rucker watching it. They'll be at it again. Different singlets in the All-Star break next weekend.
Yes. Nothing to fear for Shane Hill the way he's going.
Good chance for Blair Smith now to get some court time. He's in 31. Roger Smith, though, finds Gribble, who bangs it off glass. Couldn't do it. Froling, strong move. No, doesn't make it. Derek Rucker comes away with it. 115-90. 3 minutes 20 left in the ball game. Derek Rucker, this time he'll go inside. And he takes another shot. It doesn't work. Alexander takes the rebound, and he deserves a basket. No, it's before the shot. Travel called.
It's hard enough to score without that sort of stuff going against you. And
Travel
again. Well, they got right in the road there. They got in the lane. He was set to dribble. He's still not happy. It's 115 to 90, and Coach Palmer is still going off, wanting his team to get the fundamentals right. Well, there ain't too much wrong with their game. Alexander out the heel, doesn't get it though. Dozy will try the long bomb, put respectability back into this scoreline. Over the back goes a very physical Matt Alexander, and into him goes Roger Smith. Double fouls are called.
Well, in recent weeks,
he hasn't disqualified anyone, but he could have. No, and he's called the double.
It's called the double foul. Yeah, so it's on Gribble and Matt Alexander. No, I beg your pardon, Smith and Alexander. There's a bit of a headlock here. So the Brisbane Bullets, and a bit of a push onto the bench, and that's what Alexander's reacted to. The Brisbane Bullets of all teams won't want to be getting into the rough stuff. They've already suffered a couple of suspensions. They'll keep it clean, and the Falcons just got to make sure the heat of the moment and the ignominy of the heavy defeat.
Well, I must say, our crack crew here tonight has done a great job. They haven't missed a trick. We've had it in your face between Eddie Crouch and Bruce Palmer. We've had it down on the benches, in the trenches.
Yeah, hands over the lens. We've had the lot.
We've had the lot.
And Eddie Crouch is loving this, isn't he? And there we go. There's a foul again on Matt Alexander. So
I wonder whether they put that down on the stats bench there. I don't know what you'd call it. It was pretty dirty. It was almost mud wrestling. And here comes this young man now. We suggested he might get a run, Michael Grant. Well, he won't be too displeased with the scoreline as the hammer sits and gets fives all round. It was a great performance.
Yes, he's got another game this weekend. He'll be back into it tomorrow night on the Gold Coast. In the meantime, number 21, Michael Grant, big time for him. 25 points down.
From Victoria originally, and good young player with some junior representative experience. Been playing in state league teams here around Newcastle this year, and by all accounts has worked pretty hard in the Falcons program, getting along to training, and let's see what he can show us. He's got a nasty little guy on him named Wayne Larkins, and he beats him at the first attempt. So that'll give him some confidence, the kid. Rucker can't make it. But Dozier at the second chance will. And Dozier again is getting stronger. He'll be in the All-Star game next week, and he could do some damage. He was player of the year last year, and he's in the sort of form now that could really see him rack up a score next weekend. Here's Gribble. It's around the outside. And it's with Larkins. And Grant will need to be quick. Oh, a little bit clumsy there. That was the foul of a young man, hoping to go places.
Well, he figured he wouldn't let Larkins get away with anything when Larkins had possession.
No points, no rebounds, no assists, no blocks. One foul. So Michael Grant, way to go, boy.
Well, and all he needs is some smart aleck commentator to point that out too, right?
Hey, Michael, don't retire yet. He'll do all right. Keep an eye on him.
It so often happens, though, when you come into the game late and you don't have this game speed, it so often happens that your first play is a foul.
Oh, it's a tremendously big ask for the young man, but he's out there getting a shot at it, and a taste of the action at the top level in this country. 118 to 92. He's got some skill. Can he make his first shot? No, but he's not frightened to shoot the thing. Hits the iron and come back down. Oh, alley-oop would have been magic. Crolling gets up, surprisingly. Could have been a travel easily. He's little on the floor. They try and double now, so it's a big finish to this game. Forget the scoreline. The boys are into it. And Crolling takes
Derek Rucker looks like he has a dislocated finger.
Oh, really?
Yes, we'll just look down. You can see just caught him down there. We'll just have a look at it. There's a lot of concern over Derek Rucker. There it is. Oh my goodness, you can even see it. Yeah, that's definitely the problem. The team physio will take him out the back and try and pull the knuckle back into place. Actually, looks like he's going to do it himself. No, there we go. Got the team physio taking a look at it there at the moment. In fact, he doesn't seem to be in too much pain just at the minute. He may well have pulled it back in already. Have a look at it there. And that's a tremendously painful injury, but one that can be all... Oh, look at it. Can you see? Here we go. This is going to be gross out television here. Derek Rucker, the steely gaze. And it's 120 to 92. Oh, look at him. Oh, tough guy. 120-92. 28-point lead to the Newcastle Falcons.
Not looking at it, is he? Face of fear and pain.
Not. Yeah.
See him wince here in a minute.
Yes, and that's going to be sore for a little while yet. Well, this season we've seen stitches inserted into Grant Kruger's leg. We've seen all sorts of manipulations of body parts and bones, and now we're seeing a dislocated finger worked on.
They're being quite generous with this. They're not overreaching here because he's such a valuable commodity. Hate to make a mistake on this one.
Yes, but he's in good hands there. It's causing him some curry, and it's not worth the rest of the game. So only 90 seconds left in it. 120 to 92. That'll be it for Derek Rucker, I would think.
Oh, he's in pain.
Yeah.
Oh, that is hurting Derek Rucker. Let's get out of here and go and do this in private.
Well, we certainly hope, not just for the rest of the season, but even for the All-Star game next week, that this is not a debilitating injury or one that's going to keep him out of the game for some weeks, because we certainly would be deprived if Derek Rucker can't take to the court next weekend in the All-Star game. The MVP from 1990 with the Brisbane Bullets, who many people feel are just about due for another premiership. And this well could be their year. Terry Dozier. And there's Wayne Larkins has come away with the steal. And Michael Grant has come up with another foul. It was pretty heavy. He did get the ball, but it was... There it is, Michael Grant just couldn't hang on to it. Wayne Larkins goes into the layup there, and bang. Collects him from behind.
A pretty good attempt to block that.
Two fouls, 120-92. Couple of shots from Wayne Larkins, that's one. Falcons have gone to 5 fouls for the quarter. Only a minute 18 left in the contest. Well done, he's put them both in. And had a fairly strong game from the opportunities given to him by Bruce Palmer. Terry Dozier, reverse pivot, and again, this time Gribble takes it. It's 3-on-1. He finds Larkins, he misses the layup. Smith tries to put it in. Controlling it is. And now we're getting fancy from way out. Gribble can't make it either.
He fell on Terry Dozier, I think. Or is it the other way? It goes against, by the look on his face,
Frolling. Look at the grin.
From ear to ear from Terry Dozier, because it looked for all money he was going to track the foul. But it goes on Shane Frollings.
Number 5.
Stat sheet.
Number 5 foul for the night. We've already seen Tony Jensen fouled out of the game. Brisbane Bullets have been committing plenty of fouls, but they've shared them right across the board. Plenty of guys on 4 fouls and 3 fouls, so no one fouled off for the Bullets yet. 122-92. It's a 30-point ball game. Terry Dozier with 47 seconds left in the game, restoring some respectability.
There's Tom crouching on the sideline.
Look of resignation.
The team's back in the brink. They're back in the pack, aren't they? Chasing the 8th spot now with...
Oh, that one's off the glass, and he's put it in. And he has a big smile at the crowd. See, I don't know if he meant to do that or not. Perhaps he was having a joke. Who knows? Blair Smith finds Roger Smith. Dribble. Smith. And the alley-oop from Blair Smith. Well done. The young fella's put it in. Now the other young fella, the debutant Michael Grant. Sean Dennis goes all the way to the hole and he puts it in. So just 15 seconds from now left in the game. Dribble. And there's Larkins right under the bucket. And they're still scoring. They won't stop. Big time. 30-point ball game. 126-96. Sean Dennis will take the last. No, he won't. He gives it to the young fella to take the last shot for three. Oh, I thought he was going to put it in, and he has a smile. That would have been a tremendous finish to the night for him. Nevertheless, it's all over. In the huddle, the teams say thanks to each other for what's been a fairly physical and entertaining and high-scoring game. So they go to the All-Star break, and the Bullets back on a winning track. But the Falcons go to the All-Star break with 2 losses in a row. There it is, 126-96, the Brisbane Bullets over the Newcastle Falcons here at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. Welcome back to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. Well, that was some victory by the Brisbane Bullets over the Newcastle Falcons. In fact, the siren's still going off, and the howls of protest will be heard all around the Newcastle for the next day or so. But it was a fairly emphatic victory, 126-96, 30 points. Who would have guessed it? I guess Brisbane were the hot side coming into this game, but I didn't really think 30 points was the order of the night, did you?
I did, to be honest. I really thought they'd win this game quite comfortably tonight. I believe that Shane Hill just has so much firepower outside, and he hit a terrific bat as we go through the quarter-by-quarter scores. 39-23 the Bullets, and they went right on with it. They held the lead comfortably at half-time. At three-quarter time, it was all over, and 126-96, 30 points in the finish, a comprehensive win. As we look at the field percentages, well, they were great for the Bullets, and Shane Hill, Leroy Loggins, and particularly Dave Colbert all had their fair share to do with that. It was very, very good stuff, and strong inside too. They got good numbers from the likes of Andre Moore and their other forwards, Shane Frolling. 31% from the free throw line. The three-point percentage was, well, it was lopsided. Rebounding, they did the job, and in the turnovers, not much in it. But, of course, it was the shooting percentage which got Brisbane home.
And have a look at the top scorers too. Terry Dozier had a pretty good night, I thought, 26 points. Mike Johnson chipped in for 17 there. Interestingly, though, Derek Rucker was held down to 12 points. On the other hand, Shane Hill, who we thought was going to come second to Dave Colbert the way he was going, got 28 points. Dave Colbert chipped in there for 23 as well. So there it is, a fairly emphatic victory to Brisbane. One of the games highlighted in Sunday basketball, and you'll see that. And